Greetings, dear visitors, and today let's return our attention to the warm sands of Dune. Let's hear a story of an old fremen reminiscing about his first rendezvous with the sea. This story is mentioned in the second book of the Dune Chronicles by Frank Herbert, Dune Messiah. So without further ado, let's read this charming piece of text. The Atreides came, Farrak agreed. The one we named Usul in our siege. His private name among us. Our Muad'Dib, our Mahdi. And when he called for the jihad, I was one of those who asked, why should I go to fight there? I have no relatives there. But other men went, young men, friends, companions of my childhood. When they returned, they spoke of wizardry, of the power in this Atreides savior. He fought our enemy, the Harkonnen, Leitkynes who had promised us a paradise upon our planet, blessed him. It was said this Atreides came to change our world and our universe, that he was the man to make the golden flower blossom in the night. Farrak held up his hands, examined the palms. Man pointed to the first moon and said, his soul is there, and thus he was called Muad'Dib. I did not understand all this. He lowered his hands, stared across the courtyard at his son. I had no thoughts in my head. There were thoughts only in my heart and my belly and my loins. Again the tempo of the background music increased. Do you know why I enlisted in the jihad? The old eyes stared hard at Skytail. I heard there was a thing called a sea. It is very hard to believe in a sea when you have lived only here among our dunes. We have no seas. Men of Dune had never known a sea. We had our wind traps. We collected water for the great change Leitkynes promised us. This great change Muad'Dib is bringing with a wave of his hand. I could imagine a qanat, water flowing across the land in a canal. From this my mind could picture a river, but a sea. Farrak gazed at the translucent cover of his courtyard as though trying to probe into the universe beyond. A sea, he said, voice low. It was too much for my mind to picture. Yet men I knew said they had seen this marvel. I thought they lied, but I had to know for myself. It was for this reason that I enlisted. The youth struck a loud final chord on the baliset, took up a new song with an oddly undulating rhythm. Did you find your sea? Skytail asked. Farrak remained silent, and Skytail thought the old man had not heard. The baliset music rose around them and fell like a tidal movement. Farrak breathed to its rhythm. There was a sunset, Farrak said presently. One of the elder artists might have painted such a sunset. It had red in it the color of the glass in my bottle. There was gold, blue. It was on the world they call Unfail. The one where I led my legion to victory. We came out of a mountain pass where the air was thick with water. I could scarcely breathe it. And there below me was the thing my friends had told me about. Water as far as I could see and farther. We marched down to it. I waded out into it and drank. It was bitter and made me ill, but the wonder of it has never left me. Skytail found himself sharing the old freeman's awe. I immersed myself in that sea, Farak said, looking down at the water creatures worked into the tiles of his floor. One man sank beneath that water. Another man arose from it. I felt that I could remember a past which had never been. I stared around me with eyes which could accept anything, anything at all. I saw a body in the water, one of the defenders we had slain. There was a log nearby supported on that water, a piece of a great tree. I can close my eyes now and see that log. It was black on one end from a fire, and there was a piece of cloth in that water, no more than a yellow rag, torn, dirty. I looked at all these things and I understood why they had come to this place. It was for me to see them. Farak turned slowly, stared into Skytail's eyes. The universe is unfinished, you know, he said. This one is garrulous, but deep, Skytail thought. And he said, I can see it made a profound impression on you. You are a Tleilaxu, Farak said. You have seen many seas. I have seen only this one, yet I know a thing about seas which you do not. Skytail found himself in the grip of an odd feeling of disquiet. The mother of chaos was born in the sea, Farak said. A Kizara Tafwid stood nearby when I came dripping from that water. He had not entered the sea. He stood on the sand. It was wet sand, with some of my men who shared his fear. He watched me with eyes that knew I had learned something which was denied to him. I had become a sea creature and I frightened him. The sea healed me of the jihad, and I think he saw this. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your likes and subscriptions. Goodbye. See you next time.